Hello viewer, Ujambo. Welcome to this GTN Nursing Services where I, Grace the nurse, talks about mother and child health care. We are on a running series whereby we are talking about children who are in the adolescent stage. And we started covering lesson 1 on growth spurt. The last lesson we talked about social maturity, whereby we covered 2 new words, ethics and etiquette. We realized that ethics are the morals in a child, which could be judged as good or bad, right or wrong. So it is very important for a child at this age to acquire the right ethical behavior. Number 2, on etiquette. We were told that etiquettes are codes of polite behavior. Yes, all this is going to be assessed in the environment that the child is in. So different environments calls for different ethical behavior and use of polite words, etiquette. So since our running objective was that by the end of this running session, the viewer should be able to list the indicators for social maturity, today we are going to cover the skills required for proper ethical behavior and etiquette. And this includes listening skill and speaking skill, reading, grammar use, and writing. How many things? 4. That is for one to be said to have acquired the right skills for proper ethical and etiquette behavior, practice. One should be able to use the right skills in listening and speaking, reading, grammar use, and writing. So, what about listening and speaking? This is whereby the child is supposed to be able to use polite words, phrases, and use the right expression when it comes to feelings. Yes, we covered about the emotional maturity and how facial expression can be used to communicate, whether one is making a decision, solving a problem, or making decision. So here again, we are told that that is part of the skill required in social maturity. So using the right of polite words, using polite words, phrases, and the expressions of feeling is part of social maturity during an interaction. So which are these polite words? They include using words like please, may I, excuse me, may I please, you are welcome, would you kindly, would you mind, no thank you, unfortunately, thank you, pardon me, and I'm sorry. Those are the listed kind words which should be used for one to be said to have the correct listening and speaking skills. When it comes to reading, we are told that it involves intensive reading, such that one can narrate what the topic was all about. Very important. The other one is grammar use. Grammar use is whereby one should be able to form correct sentences. Yes, one should be able to use correct sentences depending on the subject, whether it is present, past, or future. Very important. Writing skills. Writing skills involves clear and neat writing. This makes it clear to read, and understand. One should practice writing each letter correctly. Though we are in the era of keyboard, whereby everything is typing, but that does not mean that your child should not acquire this skill of writing as part of social maturity. Then we are told that special consideration should be given to those children who are abled differently. Yes, this is where a child can be born with a delayed milestone, like we expressed in another video clip. So these children should be given time to be able to acquire the skills that are needed for proper ethical and etiquette behavior. So, for conclusion, in this topic of social maturity, we are told that it is assumed that when an adolescent learns how to relate with others, it helps to build communication skills, develop socially responsible behavior, and establish identity different from that of the family. It also contributes to the likelihood that one will work well with others when one begins a career. Okay? Clear? Yes, very, very important. So we have completed the lesson on growth spurt. And most of the things we have said, it's because we are preparing our child for the outside world. And they say that children learn from experts. And the experts begins with you as a parent or a guardian. Why? Because if we think outside the book, we can remember the first time we took our child to the school. This child depended on you on everything. If we imagine the child is, you and the child, you are crossing the road, the child believed that you are the right person to, the time you say you cross the road is the right time. This is because you looked left, you looked right, and you looked left again, until you found that the way is clear for you to cross. So this child was holding your hands, believing it is the time to cross. This child also believed that wherever you are taking the child is an ideal place for him or her. So also in this social maturity, we are told that the habit that the child is going to acquire, yes, or the habit that the parents are going to exhibit for this child, it is going to create impact on how the child is going to behave outside there. So it is very important as a parent to be able to use the right listening and speaking skills. Show your child, be with your child when the child is getting the reading skills, the grammar use, and the writing skills. Thank you very much. Next time we'll start another lesson. Like it, share it, comment in our comment section, and register for this class. Thank you very much. Bye. See you in the next clip.